I owned a house for 3 years and I didn't like that experience at all. So I sold. I made a very little amount of money on the sale, but I hear constantly, you got to buy a house. That's the thing. Why aren't you doing that? You're crazy, whatever. And I'm like, well, I had one for a couple years and that experience was, it was more maintenance and upkeep than I expected.
Let's walk through that. So
all right.
When did you buy a house? What area? What price?
2013 in Studio City.
Good time to buy.
I think it was like $895,000. I think. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's like
gosh.
Really
okay,
good.
so you did. It sounds like you did well on the buy. Was it in the hillside of Studio City or like the?
I'm so bad at that. It was on. It was not like in the before Laurel Canyon.
Got it. Okay. On the hillside, or the other side?
A hillside. It was on a hill. It was on a hill.
Great. Okay. So that was a good buy. What got you off guard there?
Well, I intentionally went in thinking I want something turnkey. I want something that's very low maintenance. Like I don't know about fixing up, and that's not my thing. And so I got something that I thought was turnkey, and then wound up it was like encroaching another property. Ooh, so had to pay that, and then had to do work on like the underbelly of the house. So not even cosmetic stuff, but just like redoing plumbing and piping, whatever. And then the shower leaked from the top floor onto the couch. So then had to get all new furniture, had to fix the bathroom. A stair fell off, so I had to get the stair. Like just it felt like a lemon.
When was it built?
Very recently. I think it was built like 1992. Like way. Right?
Yeah, it sounds kind of fishy.
Did you do an inspection? Inspection.
Yes. Yeah.
How didn't they know about the encroaching?
That's I think they found that in the inspection, but then somehow it was my responsibility. Does that make sense? That's right?
Yeah. So okay. Here's if you're encroaching on another property, that would be disclosed to you. It's rare that a seller would not know about something encroaching, especially if they've lived there for a long time and not had any awareness of it. How did that come to light to you?
Through my realtor. And he had said that I would be responsible.
Okay, so you were disclosed prior to closing.
Maybe.
Okay, you would have been.
Okay,
I want to say 95% certainty you were disclosed that ahead of time. So you're encroaching. So what did you have to do to fix that? Did you have to fix that?
Paid the person who lived above me that I was encroaching. Right?
You can. Most of the time, it doesn't even matter. Okay. Because if are you a hillside?
Yeah.
Just going up?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing your fence was a little bit too much on their property?
Yeah, it was literally like a foot. Yeah. Like something very, very small. Usually,
you just let that be. Usually, you're just on good terms with the neighbor.
I definitely paid them, for sure.
Can I ask how much?
I don't remember, but I want to say $30,000.
That's too much. Yeah. Because here's the thing. I mean, my thought is that...
God, that is not a good reaction.
Here's the thing. Like
that's a lot.
These properties here, you have like usable lots. Like if I'm going a foot on this side, that's a foot in my front yard. I mean, that's usable. But hillside like that, you can't do anything with that anyway. It's not going to affect like how much you could build or where you could put like a pool or anything like that. I mean, maybe, but most of the time it's not even worth it. So they just let that be. Especially hillside, it's really difficult to get it down, especially to the foot. I don't know. Usually you ignore that unless the neighbor's like, I'm suing you. I want that back. At which point you're just like, okay, well, I'll just move the fence down.
Right.
And then it's done.
Well, it seems like the neighbor probably was not on good terms because, I mean, they wouldn't have...
Did they know it was you, and did they think that they could just get money from you?
So I think a concern and something that definitely my business managers and my realtor, everybody kind of tried to protect me on was like, well, we got to get ahead of this just in case they should recognize you because then they might try to do something later on.
Oh, they're lawyering you. That's the thing. Yeah, they lawyered you, which is good and bad.
For sure. I really appreciate it on the one hand, but on the other, it's like I wonder how many of those expenses were sort of unnecessary, and I wish I would have been who I am now, where I would have asked more questions and kind of gotten to the bottom of it myself, but I wasn't there then.
So they were basically the ones be like, we see this issue,
right?
We're gonna have to, but
let's get ahead of it.
I've seen this happen a lot of times with people that are in the public eye because they're so prone to lawsuits. Like if anything happens, they're like, oh, that was Jennette. Ooh, we could sue now and we could get our name out there. So they try to prevent a lot of those things.
Yeah.
But in doing so, it ends up costing more money. So realistically, I mean, it probably wouldn't have been an issue, but at least you're safe. You have the peace of mind.
Totally.
But, okay. But the other issues, I mean, that's just over 3 years. I feel like that's just a part of home ownership, unfortunately.
So you think that those are like reasonable amounts of issues? Like to me, it's felt like so many
It was
issues.
right after you bought it too, and after the inspection, like you said,
some of
I
that
feel
stuff
like.
happens.
Did you sell the house because you didn't want to have to deal with all of the things?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Are you happy now that you sold the house? Or?
Truly so happy.
Wow.
I absolutely love. I am in an apartment. I love renting. I love that anything that goes wrong, I can just shoot off an email. It's fixed the next day or within the week for sure. The ease of it. I love just being able to get up and go. Not that I couldn't do that with the house, but it felt like there was always something that I had to kind of have my mind in the house for when I was traveling. I love it. I'm definitely not unless you guys say that I should go get a house today.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
I like this.
What did you sell the house for?
I think it was like barely above maybe 900.
Why so? I feel like if you bought in 2013, sold in 2016,
Yeah.
why wasn't it higher?
I don't know.
Because after realtor fees, I
know.
mean, you're getting out basically break even.
Yeah.
The benefit to that, well, you know what? I mean, you would have it would have been cheaper than renting. Built
Yeah.
some equity in the house.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, between renting, you did better.
Yeah, it was way cheaper than
Yeah.
renting, and honestly, just I think the experience was worth something. Of like, well, I've done that, so now I can know going in what I did like, what I did like, what I didn't like.
Yeah.
Everything.
So far, these mistakes don't seem that bad. I mean, it's not like you're losing
Great.
money. The fee fine, so be it. Not making a ton of money in your house. I mean, that's not that bad.